Bitter butter, Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a grip-top sock, a clip-drape, ship-shaped tip-top sock. Not your spin-slip, slapstick, slipshod stock, but a plastic, elastic grip-top sock. None of your fantastic slack, swap, slop, from a slapdash, flash, cash, haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed, knickerbocker sock with a mock-shot, blob-modeled trick-ticker top clock. Not a super-sheet, seersucker, rucksack sock. Not a spot-speckled, frog-freckled, cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge, moss-blotched, scotch-botched block. Nothing slipshod, drip-drop, flip-flop, or glip-glop. Tip me to a tip-top, grip-top sock.
Very good.
Okay.
All right, Nathan. When do I start? Go ahead. Okay. Bitter butter, Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a grip-top sock. A clid-draped, ship-shaped, tip-top sock. Not your spin-slick, slapstick, slipshod stock, but a plastic, elastic, grip-top sock. None of your fantastic slack, swap, slop, from a slapdash, flashcast, haberdash shop, not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed, knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, blob model, tricker, top clock, not a super sheet, six-sucker, rucksack sock, not a spot, frack-fleckled, off a hodgepodge, mashed moss blotch, scotch botch block, nothing slipshod, drip drop, flip flop, or glip glop. Tip me to a tip top grip top sock.
All right. Bitter butter, Betty Bopper bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it will make her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a group top sock, a clip, drip drape, ship shop, tip top sock, not your spin block, slip slock, slip hot stock, but the plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slop sock from a slip dash, flash clash, hash dash sock. Not a knock, knick knack, nick lock, nick knock, nick book sock with a nuke sock. Blop, modder, trick, chalk, top, clock, and a super sheet, sleek slucker. Ruck, slack sock, not a bitter batter sock. Frog, flack, cheap chic sock off a hog podge. Mosh block, sock, botch block. Not a slip hop, drip drop, flip flop, or glup glock. Tip me to the tip top, grip top sock.
Do I start? Bitter butter, Betty bought some butter. She said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some butter, put it in her bitter batter, and made her bitter butter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clap drape, ship-shaped, tip-top sock, not your spin slip stack, not your spin slick slapstick, slipshod stock, but a plastic, elastic, grip top sock, none of your fantastic swap slop, from a slap dash, flash cash, haberdash sock, not a knick-knack, knick-lock, knock-kneed knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, blob-modeled trip-top sock, not a super sheet, sheer-sucker, rucksack sack sock, not a spot-speckled, frog-freckled, cheap chic sock off a hodgepodge moss splosh scotch botched block. Nothing slipshod, drip drop, flip flop, or glip clop. Tip me to a tip top grip top sock.
Oh dear, that glare. Okay. Bitter butter, Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape, ship-shaped tip-top sock. Not your spin slick, slapstick, slipshod stock, but a plastic, elastic, grip top sock. None of your fantastic slack swap slop from a slapdash, flash cash, haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed knickerbocker sock with a mock-shot, blob-model tricker top clock. Not a super sheet, seersucker, rucksack sock. Not a spot-speckled, frog-freckled, cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge, moss blotch, scotch botch block, nothing slipshod, drip drop, flip flop, or glip glop. Tip me to a tip-top grip top sock.
Okay. Just go. Okay. Bitter butter. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put my batter in it, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape shaped tip top sock. Not your spin slick, slapstick, slipshod stock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slack swap slop, but a slapdash, flash cash, haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed knickerbocker sock, but a mock-shot, blob-modeled ticker top clock. Not a super sheet, seersucker, rucksack sock. Not a spot speckled, frog fleckled, cheap chic shock. Off a hodgepodge, moss bottled, scotch bottled block. Nothing slipshod, drip, drop, flip, flock, or glip glop. Tip me to a tip top, grip top sock.
Oh, geez. All right. Bitter butter. Betty bought her bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape ship shaped tip top sock. Not your spin slick slapstick slipshod stock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slack swap slop from a slapdash flash cash haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-knee knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, blob modal trick ticker top clock. Not a super sheet seersucker rucksack sock. Not a spot speckled, frog fleckled cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge, moss blotch, scotch box block. Nothing slip shod, drip drop, flip flop or glip glop. Tip me to a tip top, grip top sock.
Bitter butter, Betty bought her bought some butter, but she said, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, but it in her bitter batter, and it made some bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape ship shaped tip top sock. Not your spin slick, slapstick, slip sop stock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slack swap slop from a slap dash flash cash haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock-kneed, knickerbocker sock with a mock shot. Blob-botted, trick ticker top clock. Not a super sheet seersucker rucksack sock. Not a spot speckled frog freckled cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge mosh blotched scotch botched block. Nothing ship shop drip drop flip flop or glip glop. Tip me to a tip top grip top sock.
Bitter butter. Betty bought some bitter butter, but she said if I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter and put it in her batter, and it made her batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a grip-top sock, a clip-drape, ship-shape, tip-top sock, not your slapstick, shop-top sock, but a plastic elastic grip-top sock. None of your fantastic slack slop, but from the slap-dap haberdash stop. Not a knick-knack, nickel-tock, knocker-kneed, knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, blob-modded trip-tropper top, lock, clock, but a super sheet sear sugar brushed slack sock. Not a spot speckled frog, freckled leap, slicker checkers sock off a hodgepodge mosh bloshed scotch blotch block. Nothing ships shot or drop top, flip flop or glob glopped. Tip me a tippy top, grab top sock.
Bitter butter, Betty Botter bought some butter. But she said this butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some butter, put it in her bitter batter, and made her bitter batter butter. Dr. Seuss, about socks. About socks, give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape ship shake tip top sock, not your spin slig, slip stick, slip hood stock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. Not your fantastic slop, but your from a slapdash flash cash haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack nicklock, knock knee, knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, blob modeled trick ticker top clock. Not a super sheet seersucker rucksack sock. Not a spot speckled frog freckled cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge mosh bottled scotch botched block. Nothing slip drip drop flip flop or glip flop or tip me to a tip top grip top sock.
Okay. Bitter butter. Betty Botter bought some butter. But she said, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter and put it in her batter, and her batter was better. And it made her better batter better. Dr. Seuss, about socks. Give me the gift of grip top socks. A ship shape tip top sock. Not your slapstick sock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slop, but a slap dash flash cash haberdash shop, not a knick-knack knocked knickerbocker sock with a mock shot, but a bottled brick stick-top clock, not a super sheet sack sock, but a spot freckled frog freckled cheap chic sock off a hodgepodge mosh botched scotch, not a slip drip drop flip flop glip glop. Oh goodness. Tip me to a drip drop glip glop sock. I'm done.
Bitter butter. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But so she bought some better butter, put it in her better batter, and made it her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a drip top sock, a clip drape ship shaped tip top sock. Not your spin lick, slapstick, slapshod sock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slock, swap, slop from a slapdash, flash, cash, haberdash shop. Not a knick-knack, knit-lock, knock, need, knicker-knock box slock with a mock shot. Bob model trick ticker top clock. Not a super sheet, seersucker, rucksack sock. Not a spot freckled frog, freckled cheap chic sock. Off of hodgepodge, mosh blotch, shock, botch, block. Nothing shipshod, drip, drop, flop, flip, flop, or glip, grop. Tip me to a tip top, grip top sock.
Hello? Okay. Okay. Bitter butter. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, put it in her bitter batter, and it made her bitter batter better. Dr. Seuss about socks. About socks. Give me the gift of a grip top sock, a clip drape ship shaped tip top sock, not your spin slick slapstick slipshod stock, but a plastic elastic grip top sock. None of your fantastic slack swap slop from a slapdash flash cash haberdash shop, not a knick knack knit lock knock knee knickerbocker sock with a mock shot blob model tricker top clock. Not a super sheet, seersucker, rucksack sock. Not a spot speckled, frog freckled, cheap chic sock. Off a hodgepodge, moss blotch, scotch, botch, block. Nothing slipshod, drip drop, flip flop, or glip glop. Tip me to a tip top, grip top sock.
Changing the slides. Just waiting. Well, as long as we're here, I might as well tell you I'll be doing a review about the Lego Movie 2. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to, there will be spoilers. Just a heads up. Oh, is the mic crackling? That's what I'm getting, but cool. You know, it's kind of lonely in here. I felt like there would be more interaction, but instead it's just kind of looking at a screen, hoping for something to show up one of these days, but yeah. Any other topics from the studio? Anyone got anything? Shout it out. I can answer questions anytime. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Recently, Hollywood has been dishing out animated sequels without much regard in whether or not we want them in the first place. For example, Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory were perhaps too derivative from their predecessors, and Ralph Breaks the Internet was pleasant, but so unnecessary. Now we have arrived with the sequel to the stop-motion animated masterpiece, The Lego Movie. The result is not perfect, but is probably the most ambitious animated sequel I have seen in a long time. The Lego Movie 2, the second part, is not as substantial as the original, yet its self-awareness makes it for a worthy addition. Warning, as I mentioned before, potentially indirect spoilers ahead. Just like the original, the offbeat and fourth-wall jokes are hilarious and refreshing. The movie never seems to say no, which is perhaps its greatest strength and its greatest weakness. A welcome new addition to the movie, though, would be a boisterous soundtrack. At times, The Lego Movie 2 could even be considered a musical, and a strong one at that. One of the biggest compliments of the original Lego Movie was its impressive list of involved cameos, and the sequel does not disappoint. One of the most hilarious and surprising additions is an actual Bruce Willis minifig voiced by Bruce Willis. It's for sure one of the highlights of the film. Although most of the film is great, some of its humor can come off as childish at times. That should be expected, though, since it is a kids' movie. But at times, the movie would seem to benefit without them. I'm assuming most of these flack jokes come from the directorial change from Phil Lord and Chris Miller to Mike Mitchell. Mitchell's experience is limited to the cute but substantially lacking films such as Sky High and DreamWorks Trolls. Overall, though, the childish scenes pay off through another emotionally shocking twist, like in the first Lego Movie, with the connection to the real world, which adds a whole new substance to the film. Unlike most animated sequels, the Lego Movie 2 seems to have reason to exist because of its underlying message. It really connected with me as someone who grew up playing with Legos with my siblings. In a way, actually, I felt convicted and changed after the film. Though it will never capture the excellence of the first film, The Lego Movie 2, the second part, is a well-deserved and welcome sequel that maintains and builds off of what made the first film so special. Thank you.
We've done this before. Yeah. So if you want to grab one wheel and the front, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. All right. Could you help me?
apparently, not only can I not walk, I can't see, so. Yes. There we go. Fantastic. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight on Conan O'Brien. That was for you, Sam. Okay. Here we go. You know, I'm just going to have to sit up here and entertain myself. Tonight on Inside Evangel, Dr. Carol Taylor runs a nursing home and a humane society. She saves the world, one dog at a time, right off the streets. No. Sorry, I can't help myself. So. Thank you, thank you. Well, I should warn you, if you haven't seen Aquaman yet, it has been a while, so if you haven't seen it, I don't know why. But if you haven't seen it, there's going to be some really slanted favor towards this film. So if you want to hate Jason Momoa and the work he's done, you could probably just leave this review. But anyway, okay. Here we go. Let's do this. All right, superhero fiction. From the comic books to the toys and movies, children and adults alike love superheroes. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has a strong hold on its audience. And I'll confess that I am a part of that audience. While the MCU has been great, what really caught my attention and imagination recently was Aquaman. Before you scoff, I wasn't expecting much either. I was blown out of the water, pun intended. Aquaman first appeared in DC Comics in November of 1941. Now, as a comic book fan myself, I realize this character hasn't always been all that popular, but the tide is turning, another pun intended. Aquaman's standalone film was released in December 21st of 2018, just last year. I've seen the movie twice. Jason Momoa, yes, I know some of you like him, plays Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman. Is it a cheesy film? Yes. But that has not stopped mothers I know from taking their kids to see it 3 times just to see Jason's muscles. So stop knocking the film if you haven't seen it. The prose, the origin story is fantastic. The visuals are amazing and the humor is gut-busting, although that's an exaggeration. The cons, you could potentially con yourself out of seeing it.